Entertainment, the perfect blend of paranormal and pop culture, with your host, Joe Wakefield and Ryan Lang.
I love it. I'm a fan of this. I'm here for it.
Here we go again with the Earthling Entertainment Podcast with your hosts, Joe and Ryan.
Absolutely. Indeed, my friends. I'm your host who, if he could have any superpower, it would be telekinesis. I don't want to read minds. You're all very dark individuals. I just want to be able to move things a little bit, kind of like the Force, you know?
Oh, so yeah, you want to move stuff.
Yeah, I think that's still telekinesis, right? It's telekinetic, maybe? I don't know.
That's a good
Because
power to wish for.
Not trying to be an empath or anything. I don't want to feel your guys' anger. I'm good. I have my own emotions. It's, you know.
Mine, it's out of pure laziness. It's I want to be able to stop time so I can sleep longer, because I always wait too long to go to bed, and then I could just stop time, you know, like when my alarm goes off and be like, change your, and like everybody else like stays the same age and everything. So that would be the one weakness, is I would still get older.
Yeah, you get older quick.
Correct. So the more I use my power, technically I'm literally draining my life.
Oh my God. If you think about that, it'd be like, man, Ryan aged like 20 years in 10 years. You know what that...
man, he said he's got some great
There's
sleep.
no bags under his eyes. There might be some wrinkles, but that man is well rested.
Right? Like
very well learned too. Because after a while, you would just read books and shit too, you know? Anytime you wanted a break. So it would just be like, man, it seems like Ryan died in 5 years. Be like, no, man, he lived 50 glorious years. Yeah.
It's like he died, but he truly lived.
More than any man has ever lived before. Well, great, guys. Good start to this show. If you are returning listeners to Earthling Entertainment, hey, how's it going? What's up? Patrick, love the hair.
Yo.
Hey, Jane, that is a great skirt. Anywho, download the episode. That's kind of the whole point. Download the episode wherever you get your podcasts, wherever Apple Podcasts, we got Amazon Music, we got
we're pretty much
Spotify, Audible. We're a lot of places. And then there's one or two that seems like we should be there, but we're not.
Well, the
like
one place I just want to be
high
is
school parties in my memories.
I want to be in your hearts, dear listener. In your hearts.
Love it. Love it. And if you are returning listeners, you might be wondering, what is this podcast? What does you guys do? What are you all about?
Tell them.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Do it.
What we do here is a healthy mix of paranormal and pop culture.
Yep.
It's about a half and half split. We have a little bit of banter. We have a little bit of spooky stuff. We like to talk about cryptids. We like to talk about hauntings, myths, legends, and some UFOs and UAPs and anything in the paranormal realm.
That's right.
And then thrown all about, we got some pop culture references. We talk about any nerdy news and anything that's coming up in the we should say the genre realm, and it's a whole lot of fun. A split down the middle between paranormal and pop culture. That's what we do here at Earthling Entertainment.
And we got
practicing that. Could you tell?
That was good.
Yeah,
that was excellent, sir. And I just wanted to say that we really got a good show today too. Like we got a lot.
I think so. Yeah,
we got a lot good prepared. Found a really freaky, not really a cryptid, not really a ghost. Kind of like it's a yokai. It's a good one.
So for our spooky stuff, we're headed back to Japan, I see.
That's right. But for the disclosure discussion, I'm going to save that for the end. I don't even want to hint at it because this is, I will say one thing. It is a new video of UAP.
Okay, so really you just gave it away.
I just gave it away.
Yeah,
I tried not to give it away.
You're not good at suspense.
I'm not.
You're like the guy who gives people Christmas presents like December 10th.
Yeah. But either way, I guess I'm just so excited about it because when I saw this video, I was stoked and I couldn't wait to find something about it. So you can learn a little bit more about it from us.
Yes, fair enough. That was somehow information without really giving information.
That's right.
Excellent. Guys, so we did kind of a fun thing today. We were talking with a sticker junkie. By the way, if you guys want any kind of stickers, totally go to Sticker Junkie. They're great. They're waterproof. They're vinyl. You can get glossy, matte, all different shapes, sizes, blah, 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 blah. That was not a paid plug. I just love Sticker Junkie.
No,
anyways.
I like the stickers. I got them on my car.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just one.
We got a new batch of stickers coming. Generation 3 is what I'm calling them. The first batch we got were ovals that were black background. The second one is kind of like a yellow parchment looking background. And then this third generation has got kind of like an abstract blue background. And they are crisp.
And they are quite sticky.
Well, as a sticker is.
Indeed. They do their job very well.
Yeah. So if you guys come across us or you see any of our functions, then you will be able to get a sticker. If you just want us to email you one, you can email your address and we'll send you one. We got a book of stamps. When those stamps run out, we're not sending out anymore.
That technology is coming soon. I'm just going to be able to email you shit.
That would be awesome. Well, if you think about it, you might be able to if you have some kind of financial transaction, and then you send it to a computer that has a 3D printer. Then hypothetically, that 3D printer could print whatever item.
That's
so if
true.
it was, I don't know, something like an encrypted design that a 3D printer could read that you could like monetize, where people could have a one-time use access to the code in order to print that product, then yeah, you probably in the future could.
It's coming.
Yeah,
It's coming.
But anyways, if you guys want a sticker, just email us at Earthling Entertainment podcast@gmail.com. Otherwise, you just got to come across us out in the world. Or, that's pretty much it. I leave them random places, but I don't travel very much. So Southeast Michigan's kind of where you're going to find them.
Yeah, we might be doing a trip this year.
Oh, we definitely are. There's a few conventions we want to head up. Nothing official announced yet, so we're not going to say that.
Yep.
But yeah, pretty
Yeah,
excited. Pretty
yeah.
excited. There'll be opportunities, is all we're saying.
Big things coming.
Yeah, big things. So, guys, I wanted to tell you a little bit about a movie I saw on Sunday. It fits really, really well with this show. It kind of covers a lot of what we talk about.
I don't even know what it is.
Well, the movie is Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
Never even heard of it.
Oh my God. See, that's the problem. A lot of people haven't heard of it. I don't think they had, the people who made the movie or marketed the movie, I don't think they had a tremendous amount of faith in the film, which is kind of sad, but I look for weird movies. So I, of course, found it right away. It stars Sam Rockwell.
Okay.
Juno Temple's in it as well. Michael Pena's in it also.
Okay. Yeah.
And basically, the director is Gore Verbinski. Gore Verbinski. I always have trouble saying his name, but he's done some good ones. He's done some bad ones. He did the original Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl.
Dude, the best one.
Yeah, the best one. And he also did The Cure for Wellness, which I really liked. But he has a few flops on his hand, like the Lone Ranger in 2013, which did not do very well.
Yeah, that one was painful.
Yes. But so this one, which I just couldn't gush over enough, is kind of like an apocalyptic story. I'm going to tell you a little bit that you see in the trailers, so it's not a spoiler.
Oh, this is all you then.
Yeah. So basically, it starts out, and this is in the trailers. Once again, not a spoiler. But Sam Rockwell walks into a diner, and he is dressed like a homeless, crazy man covered in electronics, all this other stuff. And he's like, "Hey, I am from the future, and there is a group of you in this diner, a combination of people here that can help save the world because I'm from the future, and the future has been destroyed by an AI."
And he looks homeless as heck. I saw this clip on TikTok.
Oh yeah,
I did.
it
So
is-
I now know.
You now know.
But see, you people need to put the movie in like the captions
On TikTok, so they know what
Yeah.
movie you're talking about.
Yeah, they never do that.
Oh.
Such clickbaity stuff.
You guys suck.
Yeah.
So kind of for Sam Rockwell's character, it's kind of like a Groundhog Day situation. He keeps coming back and trying it over and over again, and every time it fails, he restarts and tries again until he finds the perfect combination of people. And it is so good. Now, guys, I'm going to do a little bit of spoiler stuff. So if you don't want to hear anything about this film spoilery, then I say jump 1 minute ahead. I'm going to put a timer on for 1 minute right now, and that is the only amount of spoiling we are going to do.
All right.
All
Here
right.
we go.
All right. So in this film, a lot of really funny things happen. One of my favorite things is towards the climax of the film. I know it's kind of jumping far ahead, but I only have a minute. Everything's going wacky, and there is this giant, like cat video inspired monster that is kind of like a centaur. It has a horse body, but the body from the neck, the entire neck is like a giraffe neck made out of little cat heads, and then it is a giant cat head, and it's just the most ridiculous thing ever, and it's
What the
destroying
fuck?
the world. Yeah, it's so crazy. I only have it's been 36 seconds. There's no way I'm going to be able to tell enough about this movie. Obviously. But it's really fun. It plays with a lot of really effed up tropes, like how normalized school shootings have become. This woman, her child dies, and then she gets handed a card, and then she goes to a place like the Apple Store to get a new printed child, and they're inserted with ads. It's really, really crazy. And time's up. Okay. So,
Dude, that was
Yeah.
well done. No, that was a good idea. The way that's how we're gonna probably do spoilers from now on. I like that.
yeah, well, we set the timer, so if you guys jumped ahead a minute, there's no more spoilers.
That's right.
Good film. I wish I could give a little bit more context to the things I said. That was the first time we ever tried that. I'm going to be a little bit more precise in the future and more, have a better idea of what I'm going to say. But that was actually kind of a fun game.
I like that.
We should have like describe a movie in 1 minute. Go.
Yeah.
Ah!
That's actually really good.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. But I wanted to say that this movie, guys, once again, fantastic. But if you're gonna go see it, I would recommend, if you're in the Michigan area, to check out MJR Theaters.
That's what's up.
Yeah, well, I go every time there because they have these VIP seats that have pretty much, they have walls in between 2 or 3 seats. You have your own kind of like cubicle facing the movie
Yeah,
screen.
I've been to that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit like the Back to the Future ride or the Simpsons ride at Universal Studios, where you are actually in a room with a bunch of other people, but the way they present it and block your view, it looks like you're by your own little space.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's so cool. They have little tables, they recline, they heat. Fantastic. But that's why I go to MJR, not just because they're friends of the show, but I'm not going to lie, they totally are. In fact, here's a random ad.
Don't just go to the movies, experience them in Laser Ultra and the luxury of VIP seats exclusively at MJR Theaters. Our Laser Ultra auditoriums feature stunning 4K laser projection on a supersized screen and Dolby Atmos immersive sound that you can feel. Plus, you can relax in heated reclining VIP seats surrounded by your own personal privacy enclosure. Get your tickets to see the latest blockbusters in Laser Ultra at mjrtheaters.com.
Seamless.
Yeah, I thought, was that shameless? I
No,
thought it was
that
all
was
right.
fine.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. I guess Obama had some news for us.
Yeah, I definitely heard about this.
All right.
Former President Barack Obama has stirred national intrigue surrounding extraterrestrial life, boldly stating in a recent podcast that aliens are indeed real, even if he hasn't laid eyes on them himself. So he said he didn't see it.
Yeah.
During a wide-ranging interview with podcaster Brian Tyler Cohen, released Saturday, February 14th, Obama didn't shy away from the cosmic question. When asked if extraterrestrials exist, he replied simply, "They're real, but I haven't seen them." In previous interviews, he confirmed there were indeed cases of anomalous aerial phenomena, or UAP. As to decades-old conspiracy theories, Obama denied that Area 51 harbors alien secrets. "They're not being kept at Area 51. There's no underground facility. Unless there's this..." Sorry,
That was actually pretty good. I was impressed you even gave it a shot.
"Unless there's this enormous conspiracy, they hid it from the President of the United States." I've listened to him talk a lot. So.
Yeah, fair enough. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an enormous conspiracy to hide it from the President of the United States.
Oh, I agree.
That would not surprise me.
No, not at all. It's been said before. Like Clinton said it. Clinton said that was like literally his first question.
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm president," and they're like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Are aliens real? Like, do you have UFOs?" Like he asked right away, and they were like, "No."
Yeah. Usually people wait a day or a weekend.
No. So
I believe that this is his belief, and whether or not he actually saw aliens, I actually agree or believe him that he probably didn't see aliens, because I do think aliens have been through many presidents. Let's say the Roswell thing was the start of it. That's still like several presidents. It's above them. Well, this whole it's a shadow government thing.
Well, and I feel like if you listen to this podcast, you probably have you know that probably UFOs are being kept actually in Ohio at the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
That's probably true. It really is.
Yeah.
I never thought it was in an Area 51. I think maybe it had been way, way back when, but I think we moved it like even as early as the 80s and 90s. I don't think it's been there for a long time.
And then there's the story of, I forget the actor's name, but he was in, I think, The Honeymooners or whatever, and he was a big fan.
Oh, where Nixon took him.
Yeah, Nixon supposedly took him, was like, they were on a bender, and he was like, "You want to see some crazy shit?" And he takes him. It was
Nixon, wasn't it? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was Richard Nixon. And he supposedly took him to see it, and to see the bodies and to see the ship. And that guy went on to build like a UFO home. Like literally you can, Gleason?
Jackie Gleason.
That's it, Jackie Gleason. He went to build like a UFO home after that. He was obsessed with UFOs and aliens.
Oh, fair enough.
So, I mean, it's just a rumor. I don't know. I've just heard it.
That-
I
that-
have no proof.
Well, I have heard that as well. And so apparently, when this happened, everyone jumped on ship like, oh my God, a former president said aliens are real. Holy crap. So much so that Obama had to go on his own Instagram and
That's
kind
awesome.
of clarify, if you will.
Here's the update. After the media frenzy over former President Obama's remarks, he clarified his answer about aliens via Instagram. I saw no evidence during my presidency that extraterrestrials have made contact with us. Really?
Okay. So he didn't say that aliens didn't exist. They didn't see aliens. They didn't know about aliens. He said they haven't made contact.
Yes.
So that
we
could
know
that could
they're
still
there.
that could be, hey, I actually did come across a bunker with like a spaceship. He never actually said, he said he never saw aliens. He didn't say he didn't see a spaceship. I'm just saying you could read between the lines with a lot of this.
It's like the
Nah.
aliens just ignored him.
Yeah.
Like he walked up on them and they were just doing their thing. And he's just like, on behalf of Earth, we would like to welcome you. And then
This walked by.
they're just literally just doing their thing,
He's like,
completely ignoring him.
Ice
He's like, they
cold.
didn't make contact.
They did not. They did not make contact.
So there you go.
And then also to play devil's advocate, he could have been joking or being like kind of humorous on the podcast, didn't think people would take it seriously, and then shit the bed when the whole world was like,
At the end of the day, though, like it's like to believe in aliens. I mean, you gotta have faith. So I mean, you can't if he thinks aliens are real. I mean, it's subjective, right?
I
So
don't
some
know.
people do, some people don't.
I think anybody who believes any religion in God should not judge someone for believing in aliens because there are more proof of extraterrestrials than they are of most religions.
Yeah,
Sorry, that is a personal opinion.
Nah,
If that offended you, I apologize. I'm just
No,
being funny and
I-
hopefully.
I've talked to people of different religions that said that they believe that aliens are demons. Like they don't even believe that they could possibly be like an extraterrestrial life. They actually believe that they are a demon. Like that they're that religious. And I
yeah.
can't.
Hold on, though.
You know?
Hold on. To play devil's advocate there, again, let me say this. Our world considers Earth, right? What would heaven be considered? A celestial place. We usually say, like, looking up in the clouds. So, hypothetically, could totally be to space to a different planet. Hell could be a fiery planet. Maybe they're right, man. Maybe because
We just transport there.
well, no,
Scientologists.
there was this a book. It was called Childhood's End, and it talked about how an alien race kind of messaged us telepathically to prepare us for their coming. And well, they looked like devils. They had horns and tails, and
That
I
would
don't
be an
know.
unfortunate turn of events, wouldn't it? If like aliens just happened to look like devils and stuff.
well,
like,
that's
like
kind of what happened in the
stereotypical.
book. Yeah, they
That would be terrible because like oh man, like for I'm not religious, so for me it would just make things so much more difficult because like like how like because
don't
you're
know,
not
man.
going to be able to argue with anyone now because it's like they look like stereotypical
but, like,
cartoon
oh
devils.
yeah. If you had the
Like-
argument like they're extraterrestrials and a religious
Yeah,
person would be
they're
like
not
they're
gonna be-
devils. Like fuck. Okay, I
Damn.
know they're red and have
I-
horns and a
I-
sharp tail,
I
but I'm
get
telling
it.
you, it's an alien.
I get it.
Ugh.
Oh,
Dude,
that
it's
would
hard
just-
enough to convince
right?
people of things that are clear, obvious data, let alone
Ex-
say, you know.
yeah. No, right? Like, oh my gosh, that would be the most unfortunate luck. That it's like, oh, we had to evolve this way because like the tail with the spike at the end, we use it to hook onto things, and it's like, oh, that makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah.
But I mean, to your point, to piggyback off your point, what if aliens look like something that was just incredibly unbelievable? Like there's just no one was going to believe you. Like hypothetically, what if it was an entire race of what appeared to be 2-foot tall midget African-American Hitlers?
Oh no!
Like they all had the little
And
mustache.
They got the. I was
They
gonna
all
ask
were-
the
They
hair.
were all uncannily looking, resembled like Adolf Hitler.
How do they?
so-
how do they communicate?
But like, I'm just saying, for aliens, it's telepathic because it's always telepathic because
So
that
they
way
just stare at you.
it's just an easy move because if they're telepathic, you don't have to worry about languages. No one has to learn an alien language. They don't have to learn English. You don't have to come up with some shitty backstory about, oh, the TV waves over time and they figured out our language, blah, 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 blah. Also, that wouldn't work because there's different languages on different parts of the world. And who's to say what they would learn? The aliens could come and be like, hey, we speak French.
You're falling too far down this hole.
Sorry. The point is, If it was something completely unbelievable, can you imagine telling the government or the cops in an interview and just be like, "You were abducted"? Yes. What did they look like? Okay, stay with me here. Yeah, like,
Now I know how this is gonna sound.
yes. Actually, you know what? That's too easy. They got to be green, or they got to be green with mohawks, but still look like Hitler with the mustache. Then you could have, okay, so tiny green men, and they're like, all right, this sounds like Alien. And then you make the left turn. You're like, but they had a neon purple mohawk and a little Hitler stash and kind of look like Hitler.
Yeah.
What? All of them?
And they didn't speak. They didn't say anything.
No,
They just stared at me.
They
It
just
was-
stared there. Yeah. And
Yeah.
and they just demanded snack food from the early 60s.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know.
That goes back to the TV signals, if you're wondering where that joke was coming from. Anywho,
Anyway,
I feel like we kind of just ran that into the ground.
I think so. I think so.
Well, let's talk about a Japanese yokai, shall we?
I think we should.
All right, guys, strap in for the spookiest part of the show. This week's spooky stuff.
The Gashidakuro. The Gashidakuro comes from ancient folklore in Japan, and it's far more disturbing than most cryptids or yokai. The Gashidakuro are skeletal giants collected from the bones of many soldiers or victims buried in mass graves. Their teeth chatter and bones rattle with a gachi gachi sound.
See. So if you commit atrocities, which we're not endorsing, we're just saying if you are going to, don't bury them all in one pile, because then you may risk getting a giant skeleton creature. It's just science.
It's science. Soldiers whose bodies rot in the fields and victims of famine who die unknown in the wilderness rarely receive proper funerary rites.
I mean, that's fair, though. You know, you
Yeah.
die in the woods and no one knows you're there. It's like if a tree falls in the woods, except it's like Gary.
Then Gary's just dirt.
And, he's pissed off.
Yep, and then no more Gary, and then Gary becomes a Gashidakuro,
Well, there'd have to be a lot of Garys.
unable to pass on. Their souls are reborn as hungry ghosts, longing eternally for that which once they had. These people die.
Life, by the way, it's
That's
life.
right. Yeah,
that's what they once had.
That's
Yeah.
what. These people die with anger and pain in their hearts, and that energy remains long after their flesh has rotted from their bones. As their bodies decay, their anger ferments into a powerful force, a grudge against the living. And this grudge is what twists them into a supernatural force. When the bones of hundreds of victims gather together in one mass, they can form the humongous skeletal monster known as the Gashidakuro.
Whoa, shit!
It's less of a creature, more of a walking mass grave. Imagine every forgotten corpse from every famine and battlefield rising and walking as one.
Kind of feels like a Dark Souls video game.
Dude, it's
like,
badass.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. Yeah. Feels like it could be an album cover, right? Like everyone in the band is killed and thrown in a grave, and then they
Yes.
become one of those. Like that's a concept album right there.
That's it.
Yeah. So hey, Ryan, next time you get your band together and you guys do an album, that's your story. That's your overall story.
I'm gonna call the album the Gashidakuro.
Absolutely. And have the first track called. All right, we're not Japanese, but hear me out.
We got this.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's all right. We're taking it back.
We read it online, so this is our culture now.
Yeah. It's our We're tactically professionals.
Oh, that's horrible.
Although, because of the large amount of dead bodies required to form a single one, these abominations are much rarer today than they were in earlier days. So good news.
I mean, yeah.
When-
I'm glad the amount of mass graves has lessened in later years.
Well, yes, that was when wars and famine were a part of everyday life.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Well, I mean, it's still kind of not great, but fair enough.
yeah, it's, we're getting it.
We're not at mass graves yet.
Not yet. No.
At least as far as we know.
as far, allegedly.
Moving on.
They wander around the countryside in the darkest hours of the night, If they should happen upon a human out late on the roads, the Gashidakuro will silently creep up and catch their victims, crushing them in their hands, or, more commonly, biting off their head and drinking their blood.
Delicious.
The creature has no need for sustenance, but enjoys eating humans anyway.
Okay, see, that is interesting because that was similar to another thing from Japan, which I assume is based on some kind of folklore. Attack on Titan. Do you know what that is? The comic strip. It's a manga
Yeah.
strip. They made a cartoon out of it.
Yeah.
Well, I was watching that as I was watching the show because I never read the manga. But at some point, they find out that these Titans don't need to eat people for subsistence at all. Like they get like sunlight power. They're
Okay.
like plants. So they just eat and devour people just for funsies. Just for funsies. So I don't know if it's a horrifying idea, but I don't know how common it is in Japanese myths to have creatures that eat with no need. I guess zombies are like that. I guess zombies don't need to eat.
No, cats kill so many birds every year, and they don't eat them usually.
Yeah, but that's just because the war between cats and birds has been going on for generations. I'm not going to get into ancient politics with you, Ryan.
Like the bunnies and the cows.
Listen, we're not talking about that yet. Continue.
Okay. Too large and powerful to be killed, the Gashidakuro maintain their existence until the energy and malice stored up in their bodies has completely burnt out.
Oh man, it's like a toddler. You just got to put it in its room for a while.
Me.
You kick itself, and eventually look, the Gossip Turtle got all tuckered. It's just a pile of bones now. I'm thinking of like Mario with the little skeleton turtles, and you pop and they just go. Sorry.
Excuse me. It is said to be about 15 times larger than a human, and it is sometimes described as having glowing yellow or green eyes. It moves silently despite its size and can appear suddenly in remote areas.
So can it teleport? Or is it really fast, like a Jason Voorhees situation?
I think it's just so quiet that it's just you don't even know it's there until it's there.
Yeah, which is really kind of hard to do for a giant. So kudos.
As previously mentioned, it likes to bite off the heads of lone travelers and drink the blood from the neck, leaving nothing but a metaphorical empty beer can of a person lying in its wake. Yum, 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 people. Joe wrote that.
How could you tell?
Joe wrote that.
Yum, 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 people.
I refuse to do it fast. I was I'm going to do it slow.
Fair enough. I just like I like the metaphorical empty beer can of a person. I tried to make it. I tried to add like a flesh-made beer can, but it didn't quite flow.
A flesh can.
That
sounds like
it's a fleshlight. Yeah.
I was going to say that sounds like an adult toy. Is what that sounds like.
And now you could see why we chose
the beer can
Yeah,
because
the
that
beer can.
hurts.
That's it.
Victims supposedly victims supposedly feel an overwhelming sense of dread right before it appears, like being watched by something ancient and angry. One of the most unnerving things about the Gashidakuro is that you can't always see it. Some legends say that the Gashidakuro is invisible until it's right on top of you. So there you go. So there's some people just so maybe they just didn't hear it. Or,
Can you imagine you look over your shoulder, it's just a giant skull like, hi.
No.
Shit.
No, I actually have
Jesus.
thought about that.
It would be a skull made of skulls, though, right? Because it's an amalgamation of a bunch of smaller bones that create the form of a bigger skeleton, right? So it's yeah. All right. It's because I'm trying to imagine it in my head because all the images we saw online just look like a giant skeleton, and the way it's described is it's a bunch of bones from a mass grave that forms a skeleton. So I'm having a hard time kind of picturing what that is, right? Like, is it just 1,000 skulls making a bigger skull, or do they form together and suddenly it's a giant skeleton and it's kind of just like a magical
they
giant
become
skeleton
one.
thing? Yeah, exactly.
I think they become a whole. They become a Gashidakuro. They become this. This is its own entity, and it becomes that from all that energy, all that emotion.
Okay, but what happens if parts of the souls get chill and less pissed off before others? Gary, he was pissed off he got murdered, but Jim,
You like to throw Gary under the bus a lot.
he was just a little mad. So he's just like, you know what, guys, I'm kind of over it. And then suddenly the Gashinoto, it's like arm falls off, and he's like, damn it, you all gotta stay pissed. We're nothing without each other. Stay pissed. Stay pissed.
I
Stay
think-
pissed.
I don't know. I feel like I said, that's funny.
So you could wait them out and they just start falling apart. Be like, that motherfucker's got leprosy.
That's what's up.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying. Like I don't know. Like I don't think that could even be. I get what you're saying, but I don't think so. I think once this thing is formed, that is that. This is what this is. This is the creature. Like I said, it's like a yokai, but it's also kind of a cryptid, right? Because it's literal made from physical bones of the dead.
Oh, okay. All right, Ryan. In the story with the giant skeleton made of a pile of bones of forgotten soldiers,
That's right.
This is where we go too far.
And really hungry people.
This is where we cross the line.
Those hungry people.
Ugh.
Starving Marvin.
It explains why you want to eat people's heads if you're starving.
I mean, yeah, but he doesn't even need to at this point. It's just he's just fueled by rage.
I could relate.
That's right.
Yeah.
Joe is fueled by rage. Go, Joe.
Moving on.
The Gashidakuro Joe. The
Takujo.
Gashidakuro.
Yes. Oh man, I wish that was clever enough to make the title of this story, but the episode, but no one would care or get it.
No, it's
No,
okay.
yeah,
It's all right. It's
no.
all right.
But I find fulfillment in you saying it. Thank you, sir.
So some legends say the Gashidakuro is invisible until it's right on top of you. Others claim you'll only notice a ringing in your ears, a pressure in the air, and then the sound of rattling bones behind you. If you hear bones clacking at night with no visible source, run immediately.
That's probably a good idea.
To protect yourself from a Gashidakuro, Shinto charms, which I'm sure you can just get anywhere, are said to ward
What do you base that on? Maybe they're very hard to get.
That's what I was joking.
All right, fair enough. I thought you were like, they sell them at every corner
No,
store. Haven't you
that's-
been in Japan,
That was the
asshole?
joke. I was like, oh, what? You don't got your Shinto charm?
God.
So they ward off these spirits. If you manage to hear one approaching, run and find a hiding spot. If you do, you might be all right because their size does make them slow. So they're silent, but they're slow.
Yeah, they say like to bugs and stuff, the reason why flies can get away when you swat them is because from their point of view, we're moving like really
slow.
ridiculously slow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting.
it is. Yeah. The earliest record of a Gashidakuro goes back over 1,000 years to a bloody rebellion against a central government by a samurai named Taira no Misakado. His daughter, Takayasha Hime, was a famous sorceress. When Misako was eventually killed for his revolt, his daughter continued his cause. Using her black magic, she summoned a great skeleton to attack the city of Kyoto. Her monster is depicted in a famous print by Utagawa Kaniyoshi. Today, the Gashidakuro is popular in modern Japanese pop culture, including manga and anime, but its roots are in the 10th century legends of revenge. So beware the sounds of rattling bones in the dead of night. Hang on to your head.
Oh my God.
Or what was the name?
It makes sense it's got to sneak up on you because if I see a giant skeleton, I'm not going to wait and be like, oh, I wonder what he wants.
I'll poop my pants first, but then I'll
Fair
I'll
enough.
run. Yeah, the gachi gachi. That's the name. That's the sound. The gachi gachi.
Gotcha,
And
gotcha.
that's how you got to do it. That's how they say that it sounds. That's how it sounds when it's coming up on you. So if you hear like gachi gachi,
I mean, that's
like, coming
horrifying,
up.
but it doesn't really quite sound like rattling bones to me.
it doesn't. But that is definitely what was associated with it. I found it in multiple articles. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna try. So I looked it up. That's how you do it.
All right, fair enough. Guys, if you're in Japan, stay away from any sounds like rattling bones or kachi kachi, I guess, coming up behind you. If your ears are popping, it might not be because you're walking up Mount Fuji. No. Could be because there's a giant skeleton who's about to bite off your head, drink your blood, and like just make you a little beer can.
That's
I
right.
want a better one. Toothpaste thing? No.
I like beer can. I can relate.
like your Velveeta cheese packet. You're just an empty cheese packet.
That's right. Just
Ah. All right, that's a creepy image. I guess we're done. But yeah, Ryan, congratulations. You set out. You told me that you wanted to do a spooky stuff that was as spooky as you could find, and that was a pretty good one.
right, because we've done a lot, guys. What episode is this, Joe?
This is 115, and that's if you don't call out weird special episodes that
Right.
we didn't number.
So, guys, we are always looking for new stuff, and I'm really happy with this one. So if anybody has something where you're like, why haven't they done this? We would love to hear from you. Joe said the email earlier. It's Earthling Entertainment Podcast at gmail.com.
That is right. And now we have finished spooky stuff. So we've gotten into the center of the podcast. So enjoy as we tell you about the news of the day and the other things happening in the culture that pops right over here.
Oh, I'm going to enjoy it right meow.
The Earth Pop Report, talking about everything to do with Earth pop culture.
Woo! Here we go. We have reached the creamy center of the podcast, and we are going to dunk this cookie right into the milk of your ear.
That's right. We actually didn't use that metaphor at the beginning of the episode. So for those of you joining us for the first time,
Oh, yeah.
what he's saying is the cookie is the paranormal. We start the show and end the show with it. The creamy center is the pop culture, making the Oreo of a podcast that you enjoy.
That's true. And I've always been and it used to be a moon pie.
It used to be a moon pie.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
I guess honestly still works.
Still works.
Just as well because there is a creamy center of a moon pie.
And the chocolatey exterior is you and I.
Anywho, so guys, do you remember the movie? Ryan, do you remember the movie Being John Malkovich?
I remember it, yes, but I think when it came out, I was too young to care.
Well, you
If
should.
that makes sense?
Well, you should watch it now. It's very trippy, and I think you'd appreciate it. But the reason why I bring it up is because John Malkovich played John Malkovich, a satirical version of himself. What about the unbearable weight of massive talent?
I did not see it, but I know the meme.
Absolutely. Where Nicolas Cage, once again, plays a satirical version of himself.
Right, with oh my gosh, the Mandalorian. Why can't I think of his
Pedro
name?
Pascal.
Thank you, Pedro
Yeah,
Pascal.
that's
I can't
true.
believe I couldn't think of that.
Both of them pretty funny movies, but it's actually just kind of like a fun idea, right? Like if you get to a point in your career when you could play a version of yourself that is just like a goofy alternate universe. Well, you know what, Ryan? Someone else is going to get to do it now. Do you know who?
No.
Jason Statham.
Jason Statham.
That is right. It looks like Jason Statham is next. He's the next actor to do this in a movie that I think sounds amazing. It's a film that's going to be called Jason Statham Stole My Bike. Yep. So Jason Statham's going to play Jason Statham in Jason Statham Stole My Bike.
Is that the guy from Death Race?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a weird call. Like he's done so many movies.
That's
He's
like
in
the one
He's in the Fast and Furious franchise.
I never saw him.
Yeah, but he was the beekeeper. He was,
Never saw it.
I'm kind of speechless. The transporter,
Never saw it.
you know,
And the one where he was like on electricity. I saw the poster.
So Crank and Crank 2. Crank was really fun, and Crank 2 was like, wow, they gave us more money. Let's smoke crack before we make.
But
the
yeah,
second
Death
one.
Race is really the only movie of his I think I've ever seen.
And it's such an old version. It was like when he first not
That's
first
a great
started.
movie.
I'm not saying it's not a great movie. Do you know how many sequels they had?
No,
They had 4.
of course they did.
Yeah, so it was Death Race, and there was Death Race 2, and I actually don't remember the years and the subtitles of all of these, believe it or not.
My God.
I know, but I will say Death Race 2 and 3 were actually a prequel, and where 3 ends is where number 1 with Jason Statham begins, and then I never actually saw the 4th one.
Fair enough.
And it was a remake of an old movie called Death Race 2000 that came out, Roger Corman made it. I think Sylvester Stallone was in the first one.
Beats me.
Anywho, so Jason Statham Stole My Bike. Oh my God, I kind of hope it's an actual bicycle and not a motorcycle, because to me that would be funnier. You know what I mean? Like if the whole trailer is kind of like a John Wick situation, but instead of killing the puppy, Jason Statham pushes this guy off like a straight up bicycle and rides away with it, and the whole thing is this guy trying to get his bike back from Jason Statham. It could be they haven't announced what this movie really is beyond the title.
Yeah. I mean, the movie starts shooting in May.
It does. Yeah. And then apparently it's going to have like an $80 million budget, which I think is way too much for this kind of movie. There's no way it's going to make that money back. It's going to.
Yeah.
You
Well,
got to like times the budget by 3 And it's got to make that back before it breaks even. So, or like by 2. In any case, we're talking it's got to make at least 150 to 180 million.
All right, that's it. On behalf of Jason Statham, Stole My Bike, we are no longer going to have any streaming platforms. We are going back to Blu-ray and whatever, so that way this movie can make that money back.
You know what? Well, honestly, no, because digitally they sell it for the same price they sold Blu-rays. They're still $20-$25, and now they don't have to actually give you anything physical. So arguably, they're making more money now than they did before on VOD.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just figured they were losing out on stuff.
Well, the thing is, if your only money is coming from streaming, then the issue is you only get more money when you have new subscribers. It doesn't matter how many times these people watch stuff because a lot of these streaming sites don't have ads, so they don't make money through ad revenue. So really, it's like Netflix, for example, only makes money when they get new subscribers. That's why they cancel things all the time, because if no one gives a crap, if they don't get like X amount of new subscribers when Wednesday season 3 drops, then they're going to be like, okay, well, don't renew Wednesday. We're not making more money.
I guess, yeah, that's where I was going with it is like, like you were saying, I don't know how many people are going to run out to the movie theaters to see this unless it is like amazing, right? Like unless like they kill it with the trailer and they really sell it and people are like, oh my God, we got to go see this. If that doesn't happen and they only have streaming, then how many people are going to sign up for Peacock or whatever it's going to be on?
I don't know. There's a lot of things that make money with movies. There could be some marketing tie-in we're not sure about. For all we know, they're going to be like Jason Statham Stole My Bike shoe line. I mean, they make money in a lot of weird ways.
And of course, they're going to have the popcorn bucket.
I hope they have a popcorn bucket. I hope this is a great movie. I'm excited. I am excited.
No, I'm interested. I'll say that.
Right on. Well, something that a lot of other people are interested in is, have you ever watched Severance on Apple TV?
Nope.
Okay, well, I'll just give you the basics. Severance, it's a show that Ben Stiller created. It's I don't want to give anything away. It's kind of sci-fi. It's kind of trippy. It's definitely a slow-paced show, so it's not my personal flavor, but it's doing very well. People loved the first season, but it took them 3 years to get the second season out. And part of the problem is Fifth Season, which is a company who owned the rights. They had a lot of delays with the strikes and, there was a lot of other things going on. But basically, they're a smaller company that, because of all the delays, they almost lost their shirt with all the money that they had to do to make season 2. And that's why it took them so long. So Apple, because it's a successful show, they were just like, all right, how about we just buy it off you? So Apple TV bought the IP from Severance from Fifth Season. So now Fifth Season's still going to produce. They have their hand in the show, but it's Apple is taking care of the making of the show.
Right,
now,
right.
Which is actually really good because they're saying that they want to shoot season 3 in the summer. And that would be amazing because, like I said, between season 1 and 2, there was a 3-year gap. So fans of the show are extremely excited.
Well, that's cool. No, and I love Ben Stiller. So I mean,
he's not in the show.
So, but I mean, I like his work.
Fair enough.
So, the only thing, it's so funny to me that I don't know why, just Apple anything is so off my radar. Like I don't even subscribe to anything Apple whatsoever.
Ted Lasso is really good. And then Shrinking is amazing.
I've seen
on Apple
clips
TV.
of Ted Lasso.
Well, Ted Lasso season 4 is coming out. It's not really a news story. I'm just saying he has a new team because they kind of concluded his team with his first 3 seasons, and I guess he's doing a female soccer football team this time around. So I'm excited.
Okay,
but I get what you're saying. Apple TV isn't on your radar, but you don't have any Apple products, so
that's that's why I just never even thought about it. But it's like it is its own thing. It's making its own shows and movies and stuff. So
Apple TV actually, as far as quality is concerned, is amazing. Now, they don't have as big of a library. You don't have as many options, but the things they've made have all been amazing. They also do a Godzilla show. They do Monarch, King of the Monsters, and it's the story of the the government people who deal with the giant monsters.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like S.H.I.E.L.D., but for the monsters.
Yeah, Kurt Russell's in it.
I like Kurt Russell.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, there's a lot of good stuff on Apple TV. And yeah, Apple TV is bought the IP of Severance from Fifth Season. So be happy, guys, because you're going to get your season 3 much, much sooner.
Nice.
You know who else had a show on Apple TV? It was Jason Momoa. He had a show called C, where I don't know what it was, but it was a sci-fi show. It lasted 3 seasons, and everybody was blind, I guess. Huh. It was supposed to be good.
I mean, I'm a fan. He's good.
Yeah. Well, I only bring him up because it's a perfect segue, seamless as we say.
Oh,
here.
yes.
Yeah.
No fat on that.
Yeah. Jason Momoa is going to star in the live action adaptation video game of Helldivers. Ooh. The film is set to release in 2027. Ryan, do you have any idea what that is?
I have not played it, but I know all about it. I've seen tons of clip of gameplay. It's really pretty freaking awesome. It's basically Starship Troopers.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Yeah, you basically just land and you're just fighting like crazy monsters, bugs, whatever. Like it's
a war against the bugs.
It's all out war, and I know tons of my friends have played it. I've heard nothing but great things. So I have a feeling that this is actually going to probably be very successful as long as they do it well. And I mean, you got Jason Momoa, and he's got an interesting track record. Like they use him a lot.
I mean, he's a hot ticket guy. You know what I mean? I don't know. So a lot of his things are good. A lot of his things aren't so good. I'm encouraged when I see pictures of him as Lobo in the new Supergirl. So
Yep. Like I said, he's going to be everything. And then I heard that, oh my gosh, forgive me. I'm not even going to bring it up because I forgot what the heck it was. But I even saw him on a poster for something else coming up that I was like, no way. And it was like he was going to be a superhero, like one of the other ones. It could have been fake, but I don't know.
I don't know. He just did a movie with Dave Bautista on, I think it was Apple TV. I'm pretty sure. No, it was Amazon Prime. The Wrecking Crew.
Okay, see, yeah, I didn't even hear about that. Man, this dude is busy.
He works.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, anyways, I'm excited because, like Ryan said, it's kind of like a setup like Starship Troopers, and I love all the Starship Troopers films, all 5 of them. That's right, there's 5 of them. Do you want me to go through them, Ryan?
No, don't.
Excellent. Well, in any case, if you guys like Jason Momoa doing Jason Momoa things, by the way, he's also coming back in December for Dune Part 3.
I still need to see 2. I'm terrible.
Well, it's funny because Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2 are both the first Dune book. And then Dune Part 3 is the second book, but the third movie because it does kind of close off Muad'Dib's story. So, long story short, Jason Momoa is killed in the first movie. So that's not a spoiler for you because you saw that. They bring him back, literally like clone him in the third movie. And this isn't a spoiler because the book's been out for years.
I was going to say I listened
but he's a
to
spy.
The book.
He's a spy.
Yeah, I did the Audible for the book. So I did.
Well, fair enough.
hear
The
whole book.
third movie is going to be Dune Messiah, which is the second book. So you didn't hear that one.
No, I didn't hear that one. No.
Yeah. How did we get off topic?
Spice-
Helldivers.
Because of the Spice Melange.
Excellent. Helldivers. The film is set to release in 2027. Now, number 4.
Number 4.
So,
Chopper 4.
Chopper 4. All
We
right,
haven't
guys.
done that in a
No, we're
minute.
not doing that right now. No. Guys, there is a trade, like the Hollywood trades, and it's called Production Weekly. Now, according to Production Weekly, they have reported that, and for those of you who don't know, this is kind of like where they say in the industry what things are going to be started and not for, that purposes, for purposes of production, hiring people, telling people, informing people, things like that. Long story short, they say a season 2 of Star Wars Skeleton Crew is in develop and may be happening. Now, they're just talking about the beginning processes. So this still might not be a thing, but the fact that there's any movement on this is exciting to me because Star Wars Skeleton Crew was honestly one of my favorite Star Wars series.
It was really, really good. Like anybody could watch it, and not just a Star Wars fan. Like if there's someone who's like, all these new shows, I have to know all this stuff. With this one, nope. It's its own story. I mean,
you really could go into it cold.
completely cold. And like if you've got it's basically Space Goonies. Let's face it, they did a great job. They had a great cast. Everybody killed it.
Very common comparison, and I agree with you. The girl, God, I got to look up her name. So there's this girl in the show who was also in the 10th season of American Horror Story, and she's going to be the new Slayer in the new Buffy the Vampire Slayer series.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, no, the whole cast was great, and I love the droid that was in it as well. And he worked on so many different levels, and I'm a big fan of the droids in Star Wars. It's probably one of my favorite characters of Star Wars are the droids. C-3PO, R2D2, Chopper, and all my K2SO.
Oh,
Say-
dude, K2SO was totally one of my favorites.
Insanely good, right? And that's another new one. Everybody knows K2SO from Andor, and of course from Rogue One. But with this one, we got like a pirate. It was a pirate droid, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was played by Nick Frost.
No shit.
Yeah,
I
it was
didn't
Nick
know that.
Frost from Shaun of the Dead and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
I had no idea.
So just definitely, we'll talk more about that in a sec. But just to jump back, I wanted to say the character I was referring to in Skeleton Crew, her name is Fern, and the actress's name is Ryan Armstrong. It looks like she added a middle name, Ryan Kiera Armstrong.
Okay.
And so she did a lot of fun stuff. Like I said, in American Horror Story, she was this little girl who basically took a black pill, which gave her infinite amounts of talent. Well, amplified her own talent. If you're in talentless, you turn into like a
I
weird
must
little...
have taken that pill.
Yeah, well, the point is they have to drink blood, and it was very cool. And I think she was even Firestarter. I think she was in Firestarter. But awesome girl. When you watched her in the show, she did a really good job of playing that like sassy leader. And for like the Goonies, like she was the Sean Astin of that show.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there was a main kid who they kind of positioned to be the leader of the kid group, but he was kind of the character was kind of a doofus. The character's name was Wim, and it was played by Ravi Colbert Conyers. But anyways,
Good enough.
yeah, he was a great kid. But he didn't feel like a leader. This girl felt like the leader.
She definitely was. She definitely shined in the show. You know what I mean? Like I said, the whole cast, but it worked great, and I enjoyed it. And it's rare for me to watch a show all the way through. Like I still haven't even finished Andor season 2. I'm terrible.
Andor
like-
was probably the best series that Star Wars has done, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So beyond that, shout out to the guy who played Neil, that little blue elephant alien. That kid was named Robert Timothy Smith. He was hilarious. Like I said, Nick Frost played the robot, the droid. Just, that was SM-33.
So there we go. So hopefully season 2 of Star Wars Skeleton Crew is going to happen.
I mean, we're farther along than I thought it would be because it didn't, it got great reviews, but it didn't have a lot of viewership. You know what I mean? That's just kind of how it went.
That's just where we're at right now, I think, in Star Wars.
You're probably right. But speaking of old things that are awesome, do you remember the Greg Berlanti verse?
The what?
The Greg Berlanti verse.
No idea.
Or the Arrowverse.
No idea.
CW did a bunch of shows. They did Arrow, The Flash, Supergirl, all that, and they were all tied together in one big DC universe.
Nope.
Nope. Ryan, you've been under a cultural rock.
I don't understand it. I don't.
That is hilarious. Okay, long story short, Stephen Amell, who played the Green Arrow, Oliver Queen, for 9 or 8 seasons of a show that was a cultural phenomenon. Anywho, he is going to be playing the lead character in Fox's reboot of Baywatch.
See, that I know.
Yes. Of course. Ryan's like, something that showed hot people when I was in my formative years. I remember that.
Beebs.
Baywatch. You know what's funny is I never watched Baywatch, but
Neither did I.
No, but Ryan.
But I know of it.
You know what I did watch? The sequel series.
I watched the movie.
No. I gotta tell you about the sequel series, Ryan. So Baywatch had a sequel series that only lasted 1 season, maybe 2. I think it may have been 2 seasons, starring David Hasselhoff, and it was called Baywatch Nights. And I'm not kidding.
You can't make it sound cool.
It was. He fought vampires and shit.
Okay, maybe
it got
is cool.
really weird and supernatural for no reason.
Okay, it is cool.
Yeah,
Fuck.
it was so silly. There's nothing really more to say. That is a ridiculous thing that is real. So look
That's all Joe
look
has to
up
say about
Baywatch.
that.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Watch Baywatch Nights.
Evidently.
Do you remember the spoof they made way back when?
No.
So there was a spoof of Baywatch that Howard Stern produced, and I think it also had 3 seasons, and it was called Son of the Beach.
Let me guess. Spike TV.
It could, you know what?
I'll bet it was.
It probably was Spike TV. Spike TV, where it was like a belch, a beer opening, a girl moan, and then they're like, "Yeah, you got a dick, Spike TV."
Like straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, it's like an Instagram algorithm. Hey, you like boobs? Anywho,
That's not wrong.
there was a spoof called Son of the Beach, and it starred Tim Stacks, and it was a spoof of, like I said, Baywatch, and it was just really, really funny. Like the one of the blonde lifeguards, her name was actually, like, the character name was BJ Cummings.
Okay.
To give you some idea of this show.
Okay.
They had this, and I'm going off memory, so I don't really know, but there was 2 female characters. Tim Stacks played the lead guy, and then there was this big muscly brown dude who was kind of like the dumb beefhead.
Okay.
Yeah, the dumb beefcake kind of dude. And it
Okay.
was just really, really funny. And I loved that show when I was a kid because it was all just dirty jokes. Like the Man Show, dirty jokes. And this was coming out when I was like between 9 and 14. So that was a show I remember. Anywho, all I'm saying is Stephen Amell is going to be in the new Baywatch show. and
Awesome.
unless they're fighting vampires, I'm okay. I feel like it's not going to be the same. Like, you're not going to please anyone, honestly, with this reboot, because people aren't going to objectify the same way they did back then. Not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying they won't. So the people who want to see just TNA, they're not going to be happy because they're going to be like, oh, they made it woke, or they made it too tame. And then the people who are watching it, I don't know, do we really need a lifeguard drama? And honestly, when's the last time you've been to a beach in the United States and there was a fucking lifeguard? I've never seen a lifeguard. I've been to the ocean. I've been to the Gulf of Mexico. I've been to the East Coast, the West Coast. I have never seen a lifeguard at the beach. Have you ever seen a lifeguard, Ryan?
No.
That's because apparently they're all fighting crime and like busting drug rings.
That's what they're really doing.
And fighting vampires.
So we can drown for the better good.
How do you make a lifeguard series when lifeguards don't exist anymore? It's like making a show called Payphones.
I don't know, Joe. I
Pixar's
don't-
Payphones.
Oh, no. Oh, that's coming up.
Oh my God.
That's coming up.
All right.
We know Pixar's listening.
Number 6. So, you know what's kind of fun, Ryan? I just thought this was a fun thing. There's not much to really say about it, but a Norwegian electronics realtor, I might be mispronouncing it, but it's Komplettt. So, Komplett?
I think, like, yeah, complete.
Yeah, Komplett. Anyways, they have vowed that they're going to give away copies of GTA 6 to anyone who gives birth on launch day. So if you have a baby the day GTA 6 comes out,
Oh, these
You
poor
can-
women
you-
out there with
you
their
get a free
nerdy
copy.
husbands. These poor women.
come on, honey, we
Come
can
on,
time
we-
this right.
Come on. All right, it's going to come out.
Yeah, we got to have sex this weekend. Otherwise, there's no chance we're going to get GTA.
Conceive. Like, oh,
Oh, my
no.
God.
Oh, no. I'm just saying that's it's been around for so long.
GTA 6?
Dude, yeah, I'm just saying
Oh,
Grand Theft Auto.
yeah, well, dude, yeah, the first game was like a look down, like flat screen kind of
It's
thing.
so
It was like the original PlayStation, the first one.
Mm-hmm. No, it's so crazy, right? Like how far they've come, and now they have an obsessed audience enough to hope to get a free copy because it's like,
Yeah.
well, son,
It's
we made sure that your birthday was on the day that GTA 6 came out.
Dad, why is my name called Guns and Violence?
Don't even ask.
All right. Well, it's actually a really smart move because we're talking about it. I'm sure other people are talking about it. And let's be honest, how many people could that possibly be? Even if it's 100 people, like for the promotion, I think it's worth it.
I think it is too. And then
Like, I know Norway is a whole country, but I'm just saying it's not huge. How
Oh.
many people could that be born on that day?
they're playing the long game because then those people they're going to have on a list and then they're going to do like a live action series or something for Grand Theft Auto. They haven't done it yet. So it
I don't
will
know.
happen.
How
And
do
then
you-
they'll bring those
How do you
people in.
have you know what's weird that the game that's just about like violence, murder, and crime is the cultural phenomenon around the world? Like, no wonder we're fucked. Like, as a species, like,
Yeah.
shouldn't it? Like, I liked it back a few years ago when it was COVID, not because of COVID, but everyone went nuts over Animal Crossing. That felt way more wholesome. They're like, hey guys, let's all build an island so we can see our friends. Do you remember seeing our friends? I miss our friends. That's the problem. Humans are bad when we get to see each other. If we all are isolated in little pods, we'll start starving for attention and won't want to hit each other.
I don't know if there's.
Oh, no.
I see a few holes in this plan.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. Anywho, moving on. Number 7. So this is just something I think is awesome. Seth MacFarlane he's the guy who did Family Guy, American Dad, The Cleveland Show, and he did a movie called Ted with Mark Wahlberg. He had
That's
two
right, Mock.
movies.
With Mock.
And we've known for a while that the show, which was a prequel to the films, that season 2 was coming out. But now we have a release date. It's coming out March 5th. And I'm very excited because I love that series. You got to judge things for what they are. This is a stupid comedy. And if you judge it as a stupid comedy, it is amazing. I'm not holding it up against The Godfather saying these are comparable.
Right.
I'm saying, you put
It's a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Judging it for what it is, I am so entertained and just love the show so much, and I'm happy it's returned.
It's just silly jokes. You know what I mean? It's arguably it's toilet humor, right?
It is, yeah. And
dick and fart
it can
jokes.
be a bit crass and offensive, but that's part of what is funny about it. And
Exactly.
At least for me, you know what I mean?
For me too. I love the movies, and what you showed me of the first season was great.
It's amazing. So at one point, the father of John Bennett is the character who wishes the toy Ted to come alive. Well, in like episode 5 of the show, his dad makes a similar wish, and his toy truck from his childhood comes alive. And his toy truck is just the most piece of shit, racist, like horrible thing ever. And then at the end of the episode, the toy truck comes out as gay. And the toy truck is just driving away as it's confessing that it's going to start a new gay lifestyle. And I just remember sitting there just being like, this is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. And I am so happy it exists because
art, bro.
I never thought the little kid from Critters 1 and 2 was going to grow up and be the dad in this show.
That's right. That's right. All things come to those who wait.
Oh my God. That actually is true. You wait long enough, you do get everything you want. And
like
that
what?
Well, for instance, are you a fan of Ninja Turtles, Ryan?
I'm sorry?
I know, right? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, who, as everyone knows, are pizza-loving cowabunga dudes. They're heroes in a half shell.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They get their own thing that I can't believe we've waited this long. Okay. There's so much to unpack here. I hate Paramount. In general,
fuck that.
I hate David Ellison. I hate Skydance, which is the company who bought Paramount. I hate their political ties.
Keep going.
I hate the choices they've made. I hate the fact that they're crying like little whiny children because Netflix is buying Warner Brothers and they're not getting a fair shake according to them.
Like, oh, boo-hoo, I'm addicted to crack.
I'm serious. It is really, really, really bad. But they've done terrible things. Oh my God. So they've canceled movies I love, but
bastards.
They do want to go full all in on Ninja Turtles. They've made a new deal with Mattel. So Playmates is no longer going to be making toys for Ninja Turtles. I know they canceled all the movies, all the cartoons, everything that was in development, which really sucks. But they're relaunching everything they can. They're doing so many different things. And one of the things they're doing is they're finally opening a Ninja Turtle pizza parlor. Like actual pizza restaurants with the Ninja Turtles licensed as mascots. This is a This is a real thing.
Oh my God.
I know. So they're planning on opening one in Santa Monica, California. Obviously, that makes sense. But they're actually going international because they have 2 other locations. If you can say, there's one in Brazil and one in Mexico.
Is planning one in Santa Monica, California. Additionally, 2 international locations in Monterrey, Mexico, and I can't do it either. Sao Paulo, Brazil.
I'm just saying.
I believe it with the J.
There's not that many Ninja Turtle restaurants. If you Google it, I'm sure you'll find it. But the point is,
they better not have anchovies.
I don't even care if they have anchovies.
They better
just
not.
Because Mikey didn't want anchovies doesn't mean that there aren't other people who like them, Ryan.
I feel like if you're gonna go with the restaurant though, like you should like literally like shame a person if they order the anchovies at least, like a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
I've never actually seen or been to a pizza place where anchovies were an option that I noticed. Like, because I've always thought I would try it if they came up, but I've never actually seen it on a menu.
I used to work at a Detroit-based pizza place.
Oh, Buddy's Pizza. Yeah.
No, I wasn't going to say it, but all right, Buddy's. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you say it?
Well, because me and Buddy's had a bit of a falling out.
I'm sure they don't care about you working there 10 to 20 years ago.
I was gonna say the last time I went there was on St. Patrick's Day to grab that pizza that I brought over that Pogo ate.
And that was how did you have a falling out?
It was, I cursed out the general manager.
Oh,
But anyways,
I doubt they're even still the general manager.
What I was saying is, you're just to prove how old I am and that you're right. The last time I went there, I mentioned that the year that I had worked there to the young lady behind the counter, and she informed me that she hadn't been born.
So it was at least 14 years. Oof, yeah.
I'm 38.
We're not even that. I mean,
38.
honestly, that's not even that old. But like, yeah.
Christ.
I guess. Well, compared to a 20-year-old, yes, they would consider us that old. That's true. Yeah.
Dang.
Oh man.
But there were anchovies there. We did have anchovies,
which
and
was
one
the point.
idiot-
Was just the point of this whole thing.
Yes, and one idiot nuked them. You don't. We had a new
Like
person.
microwaved them?
You don't. You literally pull them out and you just slap them on there. Gross with like all the fat on it and stuff. It's so gross. But like one person was like, "Oh, I'm gonna nuke them." The whole kitchen stunk
Oh,
like
yeah.
rabid fish for the whole fucking night.
Fair enough. So,
my
in other
anchovy
words,
story.
if you can help it, don't work in food preparation.
It sucks.
So, you know what? That's pretty much it for news, but we got a couple other things we want to talk about. So, guys, in the
Yes.
last week, we had 3 or 4 trailers drop. We're only going to talk about 3 here, and we'll start out with this. So, guys, do you remember in the early 2000s, I believe it was 2001 to 2010, there was a show starring Zach Braff, I think, and it was called Scrubs. Do you
That
remember?
sounds right. Yeah.
I loved Scrubs.
I was gonna say the name. Yeah, it sounds right. But yeah, I knew Scrubs. I might have watched a couple episodes, but I was definitely not like, a fan. Not that I hated it.
Yeah, I mean, I really did enjoy it. It was a fun sitcom-y show. It lasted a half hour, gave you the feels when you wanted to. It was funny enough. It came out when I was 14, so I definitely was the right age.
It was very goofy.
It was goofy.
Very, yeah.
It was goofy. It lasted 9 seasons. The season 1 through 8 actually completed this show's series, and season 9 was kind of like a reboot. They were trying to go in a different direction, and it didn't quite work. It happens now and again when shows are like, "We'll make a left, no one will notice." But this new show is coming out. It's coming out in February, and I mean, if you liked Scrubs, you should like this. It looks exactly the same, and the characters, even though they've aged, don't look different enough to where you can't really tell. I don't know.
They really look the same.
This whole thing just feels the same. They're like, if you like Scrubs, that's great, but they're not moving the needle forward. They're like, we're gonna do it again. Literally
exactly the same, and that was, if I may say, that was the one thing that, as a person who didn't watch the show, as a dude now, like, they're not gonna get a person like me to watch. Obviously, I don't watch shows anyway, but
you're not a TV guy,
exactly,
or a movie guy,
but
or a thing guy.
Yeah, those facts aside, just from watching the trailer myself, I was just like. Because it kind of looked like it's like now you got these dudes who are way older. It ended in 2010. That was the last episode was in 2010. It started in 2001. We just looked this up. I don't know. I just learned
but
this.
I know what you're getting at is they're acting like children still.
They are still being this silly thing. So I feel like
they did not emotionally, like the characters did not emotionally grow up at all.
And obviously it's just a trailer. So I'm sure there's going to be way more. But from a person, it just looked bad to me. And I'm just being honest. It looked bad. Like really bad. But I'm sure that people who love the show are going to love this. They're getting more. They got their dudes back, like dudettes. They're gonna get
dudettes.
They got everybody back. They're gonna love it, and that's what this is for.
Okay. So to say real quick, I do agree with you. I don't think this is necessarily going to succeed. I think like the Frasier reboot and the Will and Grace reboot is like we might get a season or 2, but I don't think this is going to be another phenomenon where we go another 10 seasons. But that being said, I'm gonna watch it. I'm interested.
Well, you were a fan.
I was a fan, but I do not. To me, it's like, here's an episode you've never seen before. Like it's that amount of excitement. It's not like it's coming back and you missed this. You know what I would like to come back that never will? My Name is Earl.
My Name is Earl was great.
It was.
I saw a lot of My Name is Earl.
It was fantastic.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but then again, I'm a terrible person to ask when it comes to any show.
Well, it ended on a cliffhanger, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is Amazon TV, guys. They have a new show called Spider Noir. So Spider Noir is Spider-Man. The Ben Reilly character in a different universe, played by Nicolas Cage, and he is Spider-Man, but he's Spider-Man in kind of like a 1920s, 1930s.
Well, and
he's a detective.
Yeah, he voiced him in.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was just gonna say he voiced him in the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, so Into the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse, the Miles Morales animated movies by Sony Pictures, Nicolas Cage was in those films in playing the same character.
And did a great job. So knowing that this is Nicolas Cage, and I'm a huge fan of Nicolas Cage, not because I necessarily think he's the best actor of all freaking time, but just I love his deliverance. I love the way
His deliverance.
You know
his
what I'm
delivery,
saying?
yeah, his just persona, his wackiness.
Yeah, he's crazy.
I really enjoy him too. He's over the top. He has his certain mannerisms and Nicolas Cage-isms that are just amazing.
You got to make up words when you're talking about Nicolas Cage.
Well, the trailer looked really, really fun. He's definitely a detective. There's a point where he is confessing to getting drunk in a bar and beating a bunch of people up while wearing the Spider-Man mask. He's like, I beat everybody up and then I got drunk as hell.
Hell yeah.
There's this clip where he's standing on a rooftop and there's a lightning strike behind him and it's looking up at him at such an angle that it was very reminiscent of the Batman image from the animated series.
Very much so.
They're definitely it's a flavor. We watched the black and white trailer. It's going to be in color and black and white. You're gonna have option to watch either one. I will watch the black and white. I think it's a lot of fun. They did the same thing with the Mad Max films, Mad Max Fury Road and Furiosa, a Mad Max story. Both those films came out with an edition called the Black and Chrome edition, which is black and white. You know what's funny is the director's cut of Frank Darabont's The Mist also was released in black and white.
Witness me.
Well, that's for the Mad Max. I love those films. But I dig black and white. You know what's funny is I made a sci-fi movie in college. It was my thesis. It was called Bunkmates. It's on our YouTube channel if you want to watch it. Yeah. But the reason why I bring it up is we shot it and then later I decided to turn it into black and white because I wanted it to be reminiscent of a Twilight Zone movie. So I guess all I'm saying is I like the aesthetic choice and I'm going to watch it in black and white.
And either way, the trailer looked great. I have a feeling that the trailer was giving us a lot of like the action scenes. They do this a lot, like with I don't know what the budget is going to be on this movie.
It's got to be a lot, man. It looks like Sin City style.
So I'm wondering if we're going to get a bit of campiness. You know what I mean? Because we saw a lot of scenes with like Nick kind of just going crazy and stuff like that in the trailer alone already. So I feel like if they're pulling from weird scenes like that, maybe we're gonna see a lot of that. Like it's gonna be a lot of Nick
going nuts.
Nick.
I think you hire Nicolas Cage because you want him to go Nicolas Cage as
Exactly.
hard as he can Nicolas Cage.
So that's what I'm saying. So don't go in. What I'm saying is don't go into the Spider-Man movie expecting it to be
Spider-Man show.
a Spider-Man. Sorry, show. Expecting it to just be another Spider-Man. He's really, I think, gonna run with this in every way that Nicolas Cage runs with things.
Oh yeah, just do the checklist. You got Nicolas Cage, who's an older Spider-Man. He has his Nicolas Cage-isms, as we mentioned. It takes place in the 1920s, 1930s. It's black and white, and he's a private detective. And it's Ben Reilly, not Peter Parker. All of this points to a very original Spider story.
And they're probably just going to hand him the reins.
I mean, I'd imagine so.
Yeah.
But there you go, guys. That is our thoughts on the Spider Noir series coming out soon from Amazon Prime. And then we only have one final thing to talk about.
Do we?
Do we? Yes, we do. So
this is the way.
This is the way. Mandalorian and Grogu, guys. We finally got a full trailer that actually told us a little bit about the story. Not much, but we got a little bit of an idea. It seems like the Mandalorian and Grogu are on an adventure. It seems like they're taking jobs doing their normal bounty hunter thing, but they stumble into a situation where they need to stop remnants of the Empire from, as Sigourney Weaver's character, you're preventing from another war. So I imagine this is going to do a pretty good job of kind of leading us into the sequel trilogy. I hope so. It feels like there's a lot of gaps that still need to be filled there.
Everything looked great to me. As being a huge fan of The Mandalorian, I'm a fan of everything that they've done, and I love that even in the trailer, as Joe mentioned when him and I were watching it, that you actually get to see Pedro Pascal. They remove the helmet in the trailer.
Of course they do. You
Which
don't
is
get Pedro
immense.
Pascal.
That's immense.
For the character,
For
yeah.
the character. The fact that we saw that already in the first official trailer That's huge when it comes to the lore.
Well, okay, so what Ryan is discussing is the Mandalorian. He's part of a sect of Mandalorian that believes that you can never take off your helmet. No one should ever see you without your helmet. So this is pretty sacrilegious. This is like cutting off your hair in a Japanese situation. You know what I mean? Like you can't do it. But the reason why they did it in the trailer is because it's Pedro Pascal, and you need to sell tickets. You need butts in seats, Ryan.
And he does a great job. Like his voice is so iconic in this role, and we see everything. Like right off the bat, it starts off with the X-wings, couple of bombers, and then we get to see everything. And you, Joe, I wanted you to talk a little bit about the creatures. We had all of a sudden we had this giant like serpent,
Yeah,
creature.
It
and
looked like out of the water was this giant serpent who was kind of, let's say, no pigment or albino looking thing with a bit of
Yeah.
elongated mouth, kind of like a dragon feel with no arms. It was very worm like. But alien
brand new.
brand new. Well, alien creatures in Star Wars is kind of go hand in hand. You need new creatures. I mean, it's a galaxy, guys. It's not a planet. We're gonna see new things we haven't seen before. But with that, I'm excited. I don't know if this did everything I need to move the needle as far as me saying that this is a Star Wars movie we needed. I was already going to see it. It's made me a little bit more interested. So I say the trailer did its job.
I know I'm excited. When it comes to Star Wars fans and Mandalorian fans, I know everybody's going to go see this. And anyone who holds any doubt, man, let me just say this. That we say this, we haven't said this in a while. Go into this with an open mind. Don't listen to influencers or anybody else. Go into this movie, buy the ticket, go to the movie, and sit there and be like, I'm gonna go in this with an open mind. I love the Mandalorian. We all love Grogu. Come on, and so let's do it. You know what I mean? Let's do this together. That's how excited I am. Is I really want this to do well, and I know it. I know that they've got something great for us because they got Dave Filoni and they got John Favreau, who were both hand in hand, and everything that they've done together when it comes to the Mandalorian and anything else in Star Wars, it's been like chef's kiss. So here we are.
Here we are. I mean, it better be a good movie because it's the first live action Star Wars film in theaters in 7 years. So
I didn't think about that.
So hopefully they do a good job.
They better.
Well, guys, the last little bit we got to do today is saying goodbye to some celebrities and other people in our lives that we, that we just wanted to give a little bit of an honor to. I'm going to keep it a little short because we're running long on time, guys, but I wanted to say that we're saying goodbye today to civil rights activist Jesse Jackson, Reverend Jesse Jackson. I'm not a religious guy, but the fact that he did so much to help the civil rights movement.
I was going to say he's done so much. We've seen him our whole lives.
Yeah, I mean, beyond being a he was a fun character. I hate to say it, but that's what I knew. Before I knew who he was and the importance of his work, I knew him because he was on The Simpsons and other things like that. You know what I mean? He was a celebrity person.
I give credit where credit's due. The man did a lot. You know
of
what
course,
I mean?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Moving the human race forward.
That's right. That's right.
We'd also like to say goodbye to legendary actor Robert Duvall. He was 95 years old. It was 1931 to 2026. And he was in The Godfather. He was The Great Gatsby before Leo. I mean, he did a bunch of stuff.
I want to see The Judge. I heard that was a great film. I haven't seen it yet.
Robert Downey Jr. is in that one.
Yeah.
Well, Robert Duvall, I mean, his legend speaks for himself.
Dude, yeah, rest in peace, bro.
Absolutely. Now we have the creator and designer of Sega consoles. So the Sega Genesis, I don't know if it got as far as Sega Saturn, but I think so. I think this guy was the godfather of hardware, as they called him, Hideki Sato.
And my God, did I love my Sega Genesis. I played that so much. That was one of my favorite consoles when I was younger.
At the time of its release, it was faster. It had better graphics.
Yes, color. It was so good.
Well, there you go. Say goodbye to...
Reminding ourselves how old we are.
Well, to be fair, this guy, we were really little when, don't be weird about this. Speaking of us being old, do you remember the show? I'm not saying you watched it, but do you remember Dawson's Creek?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, James Vanderbeek unfortunately has passed away at 48. He had cancer, and hit him really quick, and
It
apparently,
did.
apparently his family, did everything they could financially to support him during treatment. So much so that they were left almost penniless
I actually
when he
looked in.
passed.
I actually looked into this out of curiosity, and yeah, like at the end of his passing, like think about it. The show was popular back when they weren't getting paid as much as it would matter today.
Well, I don't know
So
about that, but how much residuals can you get from
I
a
think
teen
he
show
got
from the
like
late 90s?
60,000 an episode.
Yeah, but in residuals, I'm not talking about how much you get paid
Oh
back
yeah,
then.
yeah.
Like
I
how
don't
much
know
is he currently getting paid for it airing?
how many people are watching Dawson's Creek.
I mean, me,
I'm sorry,
but I got to figure out what's going on with Joey and Pacey.
But I did want to
I
add
just
that
remember their names. I don't know.
in case anybody wants to help his family, which they really
I think the GoFundMe actually already completed. What
Did
I was
it
gonna say
complete?
is- I, what I was
Oh,
gonna say is
okay,
they got like
okay.
200. They got like 2 million.
yeah, they got a lot.
So
They
like,
got a lot.
good for them.
A lot of big donors, like a lot of big people in the industry. It was really cool.
It was, and I will say, he did a little cameo in Jay and Silent Bob Straight Back and the
That's
Jay and
right.
Silent Bob reboot
That's
as
right.
as the guy who plays Jay in the Jay and Silent Bob Blunt Man and Chronic movies.
That was I forgot.
Yeah.
He did.
And just because I like Kevin Smith, I wanted to mention that. But James Vanderbeek, you will be missed.
Most certainly, dude.
And then this final one is I'm mentioning it, but I wasn't overly familiar with his work. Obviously, because of film school and me being a student of film, I know the film Harold and Maude, and I know I know what it's about, and I heard it was great. Long story short, the guy who played Harold in that film, Bud
Okay.
Cort, he has passed away.
Oh man, rest in peace, bro. Yeah, I never saw it either, but
Hey, anyone in the industry who makes something that can be remembered that many years later,
we will mention it.
yeah, you nailed it.
That's right.
And so we tip our hat to all of you, pour one out, and that's it for this week's Earth Pop Report.
Earth Popper Pop.
Now we're getting back to the spooky. Are you
Ooh.
guys prepared and ready to talk about some aliens? Do you want to do some alien stuff?
I do. Let's talk about the UAP that I totally didn't disclose already at the beginning.
All right, Ryan's pretty excited about this one, so he's pretty much going to take the lead on this week's
Disclosure discussion. Ha 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 ha. It's about aliens and stuff.
A real ET escape. Shocking video of a UFO appearing to escape from a U.S. military drone at impossible speed has been obtained from the Pentagon. Jeremy Corbell, investigative journalist and documentary filmmaker, revealed the recording, which allegedly shows a mushroom-shaped craft flying over Syria's Suwaida province in 2021.
Sure.
In what could be compared to a scene from a science fiction movie, the drone's camera watched as the object appeared to either be hovering or flying at normal speed before accelerating and vanishing from view. According to Corbell and George Knapp, who we just talked about when it came to the Skinwalker Ranch, he was at the forefront of that. The video was taken by a MQ-9 Reaper drone and obtained from a source in the intelligence community in the Pentagon. It's the latest evidence of non-human craft, and investigative journalists said have been leaked from Department of War's vault containing military footage of UAP.
Yeah, there's been a lot of those videos that have come out of there. And
Because it's always a few years back.
Of course. But they are right about one thing, that this is one of the most compelling that
Were you
we've
able to
seen.
see it?
Of course I was able to see
Oh,
it.
dude,
We
it
do a
was
show about it. I'm not going to talk about it without seeing it.
it was so good. It was so good. It's the latest evidence of non-human craft. So this newly obtained video appeared to capture a clear example of what Corbell and Knapp called observable behavior among non-human craft. In this case, that was instantaneous acceleration, which you can clearly see in the video.
Yeah. Now, instantaneous acceleration, for those of you who don't know, would make us turn into jelly. If we were just in a container and we moved suddenly really fast, we would be liquefied.
Yeah.
That's why there's, in every sci-fi thing, they talk about inertial dampeners. That's just a fancy way of saying we made a device that makes us not turn to jelly.
Right.
So
right.
that the long story short is that maneuver
It's like gravity.
is not something we can do. We don't know how to do that yet. So the fact that this craft could do it points to non-human extraterrestrials.
Right, like element 115, the gravity element. Once the Air Force drone's camera locks onto the UFO, the recording shows the object seemingly knowing it had been targeted, and we have seen this before.
Yeah, reacting to the fact that we locked onto it.
Yes, as it begins to maneuver erratically to break the lock before instantly speeding off to the right of the camera. This is real, y'all. Like, this is for real. In their breakdown of the drone footage, Corbell, Knapp, and Merrick von Rennenkampf watched the incident as it was slowed down to just 5% speed to view what the naked eye couldn't catch in real time.
Yeah, just analyzing every detail you can in slow motion. Makes sense.
Even in extremely slow replays, the mushroom-shaped craft appears to warp away, stretching across the screen before completely disappearing from the drone's camera. Merrick von Rennenkampf, a journalist who specializes in UAP and national security issues, noted this wasn't a mistake by the camera shaking or losing sight of the UFO, as all of the background objects could be seen staying in the same positions they were in before the craft accelerated. Here's a quote. The operator rapidly moves the camera to the right. You can see the whole background, everything. The entire scene shifts from right to left, Rennenkampf explained. Another quote. We don't see that when the object shoots off to the right. The investigators added that the military personnel have described other crafts appearing to instantly fly away at impossible speeds, calling the maneuver inhuman. Quote, it breaks our idea of physics that something can do that, Jeremy Corbell added.
Yeah, for the reasons I was saying, we would become goo.
Yeah, there's just no way when you see the drastic changes.
Yeah,
And these are the things that we need. We need this proof. So he emphasized the authenticity of the video, noting that it came straight from military archives that labeled it as genuine UAP.
Yeah, they wrote with a Sharpie on the file, this is an actual alien, guys.
They do not know what this is. They have no idea. And added that the camera used advanced technology that accumulates more data than a standard camera or an everyday person's smartphone. No crap. Everybody's trying to take videos and photos. We're using a potato at the end of the day compared to what we need,
Okay, I'm with you. It's just a funny comparison. We're using a potato. Why? All right, never mind. I'm going to let it go.
Here.
Yeah.
Proof. Potato.
That's going to make me laugh forever. All right, continue.
So Mark von Rennenkamp pointed out that the object flying near the border of Syria and Jordan was also not a drone, revealing that even in infrared camera, the shape of a man-made drone and the exhaust from its engine would be clearly visible. So there's just no way that rules that out.
Yeah, it's some technology that we're unaware of. I guess it's possible it could be our or a different government's new version of a drone.
Maybe.
But, you remember, right, that there was a bunch of UFOs over New Jersey a few years back, and then we had to report the update. Because we're not going to lie, we had to report the update that it was just a company being like, no, these are military drones we're testing.
Right,
So
but
it's
with
possible.
this one, this was like...
But then it's the maneuvers it made,
and
obviously.
the military-based camera footage that proves that there was no exhaust, there was no this, there was no that.
Plus, they did label it UAP with a Sharpie.
Right, because they had no idea. Rennenkamp said that most certainly does not look like any kind of conventional aircraft that I can think of. That's all he could think.
No, guys, I've seen 4 jets. That ain't none of them.
That one.
I'm kidding. This guy, it's his field. Obviously,
yeah, he's a pro.
Obviously, I was just being a dick about it.
I like it. The lack of any exhaust or heat trails as the UFO blasted out of range was yet another observable, as they call it. That's in quotes. Observable. That's a term for when a object that can be questioned, is it this, is it that? It's no. This is observable UFO behavior.
Exactly. They have a list of a couple different things that would count as observable behavior.
Exactly. UFO researchers, they look for this, known as hypersonic velocities without signatures.
Which was what this was, because we couldn't see the exhaust, so it had no signature, and the speed was something that we can't do.
No, there's just no way right now that we know of, right? It essentially means an object was seen moving at speeds exceeding Mach 5, which is 3,800 miles per hour with no sonic booms, no heat trails, no visible exhaust, or any other typical signs of high-speed travel that we are accustomed to.
Therefore, it is an observable maneuver.
The other observables include UFOs instantaneously become invisible, which we've seen before.
Yeah,
Also,
cloaking.
cloaking. UFOs moving from space or from sky to ocean seamlessly, which we've seen, known as transmedium travel.
Yeah,
And
that one is crazy because the
they just disappear.
Well, going in or out of the water, because there's obviously differences between the density and molecules that are in air and
There'd
water.
be a splash.
Well, not just that, but it would be it would slow you down. Like being able to move within and out of water as if it was nothing is the
Yeah.
weird part.
Remember
Where-
that giant thing? It was like the size of like 3 football fields that was going like hundreds of miles an hour underneath the. Remember, it was
Yeah,
and,
it was- they
and it
thought it
did
was moving under the
nothing
water,
to
yeah.
the surface of the water.
Yeah, no ripples or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, tsunamis are caused from earthquakes under the water, so why would that make
Why
sense?
would that not? And in that,
something would move in its wake?
it's this gravity control they have. That's all that makes sense to me. Is it has to be some kind of gravitation, like literally within their bubble, they are in their own space. So it
You might be
does-
right, man. I
yeah.
mean, until we talk to an alien or capture one, I mean, this is all hypothetical, but that makes as much sense as any.
So that is known as transmedium travel, when they can move from space or sky to the ocean seamlessly. And UFOs displaying anti-gravity technology as they hover above the ground, which just means being able to hover, which we don't even have that really yet.
I mean,
Like,
we got a
gotta get-
helicopter.
yeah,
That's the closest thing.
Yeah, but you're right. We'd see that.
Yeah, well, the point is, there's no propellers on a UFO.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So that's what I got for you guys on Disclosure Discussion this week. Please look up that video. Like I said, Jeremy Corbell, he shared it. He's been the one who shared the Go Fast, the Kimball video, like the
Gimbal,
squid
yeah.
video that we just covered at the end of last
They
year.
break a lot of UFO
They do.
news. They're kind of the head of disclosure at this point, I'd say.
And it's been a while since we reported on them, but when I saw this video, I knew I had to talk about it with you guys.
Yeah, so definitely check it out, guys. We're going to give you that email address one last time. If you have any thoughts on this UFO video, or you have a different UFO video, or a video you have taken yourself, please send it to us and we could talk about it at Earthling Entertainment podcast at gmail.com. Anywho, let's jump into the things that are weird in our world on this week's
Real world weird.
All right, despite that terrible segue, we got to get better with those segues. The real world weird in particular, for some reason, I can never like make that flow perfectly. I want it to be smooth, but you know what, Ryan? No, never mind. On second thought, I've been playing Fallout 4 a lot lately.
Okay, me too.
So when you get to the point when you're base building in that game, you get to a point where you have everything your colonists need and you can't get any more colonists, and it just becomes boring. It's like The Sims when you buy everything you want. So maybe I don't want to ever reach a point where I do good transitions in a podcast, right?
So let's keep it cheesy.
Because
Let's do
if
it.
I don't, I might give up. I might give up this whole life of podcasting altogether simply because I've reached the maximum amount of transitions. So you know what? Never mind, Ryan. We'll be janky with it.
Let's be janky. I mean, why not? You guys know what you signed up for. You know who we are.
Anywho, we have two stories for real world weird this time. The first one is absolutely terrible and will hurt your soul. And the second one is just silly.
Overwhelmed preschool teacher gives kids laxatives so she could send them home.
It's terrible.
It's terrible. 23-year-old Yizzle JJ has been charged with attempted aggravated battery and endangering the life of the health of a child after allegedly administering laxatives to several children just to make her job easier, which I disagree with.
Yeah, like you mentioned before the show, there'd be poop everywhere.
There would be poop everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's
I have a
not like-
dog who poops everywhere. That's not nice. I can't imagine if 12 4-year-olds, if 12 4-year-olds did it.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is you can't just be like, oh, they're sick. And then they'll be like, oh, what are the symptoms?
There's shit everywhere.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you have to wait.
Yeah, because they have to actually poop themselves before you
And
can send them home.
is that really an easier day than just putting on Bluey? Like, for crying.
That's true.
Christ's
You'd
sake.
probably get less trouble for being like, they let us watch TV. All
You
right,
know,
continue the story though.
Police in St. Charles, Illinois said multiple parents called the station on Tuesday, the 10th of February morning, saying that their child had been given a chewable laxative by their daycare teacher. It was a wild claim, but one that turned out to be true, as the suspected daycare teacher turned herself in and admitted to the accusations.
Well,
which
I
is
guess
great,
it's good she turned herself in.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it totally doesn't unpoop those kids, but fair enough.
Well, the daycare does have a policy requiring sick children to be sent home and not returned for 24 hours. So she was playing the long game. Like, she's like, I'll clean this shit now. And then I don't have to deal with them for another day or two.
I guess we're giving her too much credit, right? Like, she probably didn't wait for them to poop, because if we give them laxative, you know they're gonna poop. So you could just claim that they did, but they made it to the toilet and didn't mess their pants. Right?
Yeah, because eventually it'll happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
See, if this was our scheme, we would crime better.
That's right. That's right. So the teacher took advantage of this to free up her day because she allegedly felt overwhelmed. However, according to one parent, this was not a one-off incident, as she had been struggling to figure out the cause of her child's stomach problem for weeks. That's messed up.
That's
so she's been doing
horrible.
this every day.
Yeah, me and Ryan both have children, and we'll say that that sucks, dude. When your kid is sick and you don't know what's going on, like, that is awful.
I don't trust daycares. I don't. It's just like, it's so scary. You hear about stuff like this all the time.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, if you can, you raise your own kids. I'd like to say, right?
But
if you
you
can,
gotta
if you can, a
work.
lot of-
You know what I mean?
exactly,
You
it's
need,
tough.
Yeah, you need it. You know. So here's a quote. We thought it could have been a virus, and that was negative. But he was not diagnosed with any stomach bug or anything either. The unnamed mother said, adding that she had changed the baby formula. So they're even changing baby formula.
Yeah, so if they're
That's
going
so
through all this
messed
trouble,
up.
that's got to be months of doing this.
And nothing worked. The daycare teacher had apparently been tricking the children in her care, all of whom were 2 years old or younger, into believing that the chewable laxatives were candy. It's unclear how many times the 23-year-old teacher used this tactic to make her job easier, but she reportedly did it enough times to cause the kids serious health problems.
All right, so I mean, obviously we're a funny podcast. We try to make jokes, but this is horrible. If hell exists, you're going to hell. Like you're
Every now and then, we
you're
need
drugging 2-year-olds.
Hey, you know what? We talk about horror on this podcast. Every now and then, we need some real life horror. This is real life horror if you're a parent and you're finding out that this person been drugging your kid.
Yeah, this section is real world weird, but this is real world terrible.
Like, yeah, dude. No, it fits. It fits.
Yeah, it's weird that someone could do this.
So here's another quote. My child is still suffering from constipation, which the doctor said was going to be a side effect of the laxatives of coming off of laxatives. The mother, yeah.
So how long? Like that? I mean, for coming
Well,
off of
it
them, so
shouldn't
at
be-
least
It shouldn't be
while.
too bad, but either way, it's still like something that the kid shouldn't have, you know.
I'll tell you what, if you cause any of those kids permanent damage in any way, like you're going to jail for a long time. Like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is bad. This is bad. So Yizzle JJ was arrested and
But-
later released.
By the way, I'm not going to describe her to you, but if you look up Yizzle JJ, she does not look the way you think she's going to.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, I imagine a very, like, Yizzle, man. It sounds like you're going to have a bunch of neon colors, really crazy hair. Like, I have a cane or something. I don't know, some flourishes, maybe big collar.
No, she looks pretty plain.
And-
if she was a spice, she'd be flour.
I just know, man. It's like, that is just a fun name. It is
Yeah.
a fun name.
but
I wonder if that is her, like, did she just have really cool parents? Or was she just like, hey, guys, call me this?
maybe too cool of parents, right? Because now she's
Yeah, she obviously was,
was getting away with a lot.
yeah, she was abusing children.
Yeah.
There's really no way to spin that. You're
And
kind of an
sh-
awful human being.
And she will see her date in court. She was released from custody, but she court's coming up.
I can't imagine that it's going to go well for her.
I hope not.
Well, you know what? People have done awful things and gotten away scot-free, so I guess it depends on how much money she has. Let's be honest.
Well,
If
yeah,
she's a
no.
billionaire, she'll be fine.
Hey, no respect. No respect.
Anyways, let's go to the second one. The second one blows my mind and makes me laugh.
Well, I will read this when pigs fly.
Okay.
Oh crap, I guess they are. Flying pig leaves entire village without electricity.
All right, now read that again slowly.
Flying pig leaves entire village without electricity.
Real World Weird. Brought to you from Earthling Entertainment.
Here's a headline you don't read every day, right? And yet, it's no joke. A modern pig herder recently came up with a brilliant idea of transporting his pigs to a nearby slaughterhouse by drone. Loading them on trucks was both time-consuming and cumbersome. So he decided to strap his animals to a large remote-controlled drone and just fly them to the slaughterhouse.
That is like the funniest idea ever. That's the idea that I imagine a stoner comes up with. Because, like, we have Image. He's straight up. I mean, he's sending these animals to a slaughterhouse. So I don't know if they're alive or dead. It doesn't say in the article. But he's hanging these things from a drone and flying them.
Please do it alive. At least they get like
No,
one last
that is the
big
worst,
ride.
horrible animal
Like
cruelty thing
just
ever.
like I'm the king of the world.
Oh.
Wait, where are we going?
Okay, for the sake of comedy, it would be
Where's that?
hilarious.
Wait a
But
minute.
in the sake of real life, no, that is awful. I do not want them to. That would be the scariest thing ever. You can't explain to an animal who's never flown. All right, so you're gonna fly.
Well, as you can imagine, his plan wasn't exactly foolproof.
He was a little silly.
While attempting its maiden voyage to the slaughterhouse, the drone became entangled in high voltage power lines, which not only caused the poor pig hanging from it to remain suspended in the air for hours, but also cut the power to the entire city.
Oh, Gary.
After attempting to detangle the drone, the farmer had no choice but to contact the power company and ask them to send professional help. It took 12 people over 10 hours to restore the power to the area, and the cost of repairs was estimated at around 10,000 yuan, which is about $1,400 American, so not horrible.
I mean, it's
but
still pretty bad. I'm sure you're
still
gonna
pretty
get
bad.
fine. Can you imagine that phone call? Like, all right, guys. So I kind of effed up.
Is that your pig?
Look, it needed to get to the slaughterhouse, and I only have so much truck, but I have, for some reason, access to a lot of
You're
drones. Plus, this is a big enough drone to pick up a pig. Like, how do you have that big
What
of
a drone.
Exactly. I mean, pigs aren't light.
No. I imagine the average weight of a pig is like us.
How would that take?
How would a drone pick me up?
I don't know, but what I'm thinking is like, do you have more than one drone, or were you just gonna take forever? Like, how many pigs were you sending to a slaughterhouse? Were you sending like 5, or were you sending like 500? Was this gonna be just your life now? Was flying this drone back and forth to save time?
I
mean,
guarantee
money?
this dude has a channel. I guarantee he has a TikTok. He's got a YouTube where he's obsessed with drones. I guarantee it.
Hey, what's up? I'm Jim the Drone Guy.
Yep.
Today I'm gonna fly a pig to the slaughterhouse.
I
Like and subscribe.
This it just screams such a dumb idea that he did it for a video. He did it for likes. I
Yeah.
swear to God. Like, that's what it sounds like to me. So the farmer told the power company employees that he had gotten the drone entangled in the power lines due to poor visibility.
It was my fault. It was cloudy.
That didn't get him off the hook, though, as a subsequent investigation found him guilty of flying a drone in a no-fly zone, as well as we said, overloading said drone.
With a pig. I mean, did he overload the drone? Because
With a pig!
it flew high enough to get wrapped up in power lines.
Like, I'm just
I-
imagining this pig like, what
I
the
really don't want the pig to be alive because it sounds
do,
like
though.
so mean.
I kind of do,
But
though,
it
because like, he
is-
gets like one last, like,
It is kind
like,
of a really funny thought. I'm just like,
well, like, he gets
Oh,
to see
no.
something he's never seen before right before the
I'm
end,
so
right?
torn.
Right before it becomes delicious bacon, you know?
Oh God, man.
I'm just saying.
I just, it's bad enough we have to eat something that's like alive, but then it's like, let's torture them first. And then you look into any kind of meat processing and you're like, oh, that's just kind of what we do. Fudge.
I'm just imagining like some.
I'm not
like,
even a vegan. I love meat. I just don't want to think about the processing of it.
I want to see the video and just have Sarah McLachlan in the background. Here of the
This
pig,
kicking.
of the drone.
You're like,
Fly
"Oh,
away
Jesus."
to the slaughterhouse.
This guy's sitting back going like, yeah, this was a good idea.
This
is
worked
gonna-
out good.
This is going to work.
Oh no. So
It's fine.
the Sichuan farmer said that the mountainous terrain made transporting pigs by vehicle very difficult, and said that the
But
drone.
this was clearly the easiest
This
option.
this is the obvious second choice. Would have saved him a lot of time and money. Indeed, Chinese media reported that agricultural drones are increasingly used to transport live animals. So it is a thing.
Oh my God, just can you imagine?
In mountainous areas across the
Can
country.
you imagine going to China?
It's gonna
just
shit on
seeing
you.
like 30 fucking pigs and cows just floating by.
like,
Big, like,
and then,
hastily tied to this drone.
like, oh god,
Like,
oh.
what's happening?
Like, dude, that takes away. Remember where it was like
Oh my
birdie?
God.
Remember the whole bird poops in my eye. I don't cry. I'm just glad that cows don't fly. So over there, cows are flying. So they're gonna shit on you.
I've never
Oh
heard
my-
that.
That
is-
was an old thing where it was like, yeah, a bird craps in my eye. I don't cry. I'm just glad that cows don't fly. Over there, they do.
I've never heard. Is that a Boy
You're-
Scout saying?
It must have been.
You
yeah,
guys
that was a Boy Scout
have
thing.
some weird shit going on.
We
By the
did.
way, why is it that this is completely off left field, but why is it the Boy Scouts are now like every gender, but Girl Scouts aren't? I'm just saying, if fair is fair, if we're going to make everything every gender, what if we got this weird little kid who wants to sell cookies? Let him do it.
Well, and they're not Boy Scouts anymore. It's called Scouting America.
So shouldn't Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts be one thing if it's Scouting America?
No,
instead
they're
of it being because now
They're two separate entities. Boy Scouts just kind of adjusted to the rage against the fact that Girl Scouts didn't have an Eagle Scout status. I'm an Eagle Scout. I'm not bragging, but literally I get nothing from that.
Well,
so
it's not true. I remember you told me a story that when you were 19, you got out of a ticket. Or was it you didn't get charged? Or
oh,
you-
that's true. I did bring it up.
Yeah, you told a judge in court for
And they
something
did give me
you-
a break.
something
No,
stupid
you're
you
right.
did,
You're
and they
right. But
gave
that
you a
was
break.
just that was dumb luck that the judge actually gave a shit.
Well, I don't know if people give a shit anymore. Anywho,
Yeah.
don't fly pigs in drones. It's just the way to go.
They will poop. They're gonna be scared.
You
They're
know what?
gonna poop.
I'm not even like going with your whole pooping joke.
I'm
just
worried about
I'm
that.
just thinking about the image of like looking up and seeing like 4 or 5 different like drones passing and crossing each other with these animals just horrified going like this is the animal cruelty at its silliest.
And there's even we even have a I love that Joe provided this. There's a post, epic blackout in China caused by a pig flying on a drone. A humorous incident occurred at the end of January. A farmer decided to use his drone to transport an animal across mountainous terrain, but the drone hit power lines.
Wah, wah,
I'm just saying it's like this is not a Pink Floyd album. This is for real. Flying pigs. This is happening.
Well, you've heard it here first. Maybe not first. I don't know. Maybe you heard the story from someone else. But you heard it here from us at Earthling Entertainment.
At least today.
That's right. Guys, you've reached the end of the show. We wanted to thank you for listening. A couple things. Do us a favor. If you like what you heard today, whether you're an old listener or a new listener, please remember to download the episode wherever you get your podcasts. And I'm actually not kidding. We crave your downloads.
We do.
Do it on more than one
And
app.
reviews.
Yeah, no, more than one app. I want Spotify, I want Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Good Pods, Audible.
You're
Just
going to
make
be
sure-
like, Ryan is so much better than Joe. You're going to leave that review and be like, man, Ryan is just so key. He's so key.
All right, guys. Yeah, so thank you for downloading. Follow us on Instagram. Ryan is sick key. And we'll see you next week because every Thursday you're going to get your fix from Earthling Entertainment with a brand new episode, a brand new podcast
Yes.
of delicious Oreo-ness.
Yes.
The simple split of paranormal and pop culture, the perfect blend of deliciousness. Earthling Entertainment.
Tell your friends, hit us up on email and get some stickers.
See ya.
Bye. with your hosts, Joe and Ryan.
That's right, you salty son of a face.
What the fuck? We're hitting them hard right off the bat. No, we're going with that one.
No.
Yes, we are. You better, or at least save the clip.
I will save the clip.